Today we're playing Spoils of War, a new 3 to 5 player game from Arcane Wonders. What you see here is a setup for a 3-player game. To set this up, each player will need a Viking screen used to conceal your golden dice, a dice cup with 10 dice amount determined by the number of players, and 70 gold pieces. Each player will also receive a double-sided betting disc. One side says Challenge, the other Declare. And one player will receive the Viking Chief token. The rulebook states that the owner of the game will start with this token. On the table, you will find 9 treasure piles, one for each round of gameplay. The Viking Chief takes the first pile and displays the treasure as shown here. Normal treasure cards face up, artifacts face down. You will recognize an artifact card by the crystal ball symbol on the back. Now let's play a round. A round is made up of 7 steps. Step 1 is the treasure setup, which we've already done. Step 2 is when all players roll their dice. Be sure to keep your dice hidden from other players while you look. Play now moves on to Step 3, bidding. From your dice roll, you will form an educated bid based on the quantity and value of the dice rolled. On this roll, you can see I have 4 2s, 4 5s, 1 4, and 1 1. Remember, each bid must be higher than the last. Being the Viking Chief, I decide who gets to bid first, and I choose myself. I decide to play it safe and make a bid based solely on what I know to be true. I bid 4 2s. Player 2 then either bids higher or challenges. Looking at his dice again, player 2 decides to bid 5 2s. It's now player 3's turn. Player 3 decides to challenge the last bid by placing the betting disc down, challenge side up. The player whose bid was challenged then must place their betting disc, declare side up. All other players get to decide whether to support the challenger or the declarer. This takes us to step 4, where we place bets on our betting disc, keeping our bets hidden until all players are ready to reveal. Each player must bet at least 5 gold. If you don't have 5 gold, you must bet everything you have left. Don't worry, you can still collect treasure if you win, but you will always choose last. Now all bets are revealed simultaneously, followed by each player revealing their dice. From the dice reveal, we see that player 2 has 1 2, player 3 has 1 2, and player 1 has 4 2s. This means the declarer wins. Unfortunately, those with the challenge side up will lose their gold. Wah, wah. Players with the declare side up, however, get to keep their gold. It goes back in your stash. Out of the winners, the player who bet the most becomes the Viking Chief. In this case, it remains player 1. The Viking Chief then gets to choose his spoils. This moves us to step 7. Every treasure card is worth victory points. The Viking Chief gets to pick 3 treasures. All other winners, if there are any, will choose 2. Here, the Viking Chief chooses 2 armor treasures and 1 artifact. The armor treasures enter your stash face up. The artifact remains face down in your stash until you activate its ability. Its ability is listed on the card. Also listed is the ability duration and victory points the card is worth. Here, the ability is continuous, meaning it can be used once per round. You may look at your artifact at any time, but it must remain face down until you activate it. Player 2 would then choose 2 treasures, picking 1 jewelry and 1 weapon. The remaining treasure will be added to the leftover treasure pile. This pile has relevance to some artifact abilities, but that's about it. The Viking Chief then grabs the leftmost treasure pile and begins a new round of play. This continues for a total of 9 rounds, and then all players add up victory points to determine the winner. Victory points are calculated by adding up gold. First, the actual gold you have left in your stash. Then, the gold you see on each of the treasure cards in your stash. Bonus gold is rewarded for collecting certain sets, as seen on your Viking screen. Here we have 22 gold, plus 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, 12, 17, 23 gold from treasures. 22 gold plus 23 from treasure cards is 45. I've collected a complete set of armor, that's 12 bonus gold, and a partial set of jewelry, that's 6 bonus gold, bringing me to a total of 63 gold points. Huzzah! And that is everything you need to know to play your first game of Spoils of War.